everyone, hope you're well and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about traveling with kids by ferry, because until literally 2 weeks ago I hadn't even really considered going by ferry with the kids anywhere because I've just always flown. But we travelled over to France for the day with P&O Ferries just for a day trip. We decided to do the Dover to Calais route. We drove over to Lille, which was about an hour away, because we just fancied a nice little Christmassy city day trip. We've obviously done Paris and other sort of holiday destinations in France, but we wanted to see another city and soak up some Christmas atmosphere. So what I thought would be handy to do for you guys is to tell you all about our experience with traveling by ferry with kids, sort of like all the pros we found and then some tips as well. So yeah, our experience, we basically drove up to Dover, went through passport control, then security, then check-in, and it was all really straightforward. It was under an hour to do all that. Then we got given a little ticket thing to hang on our window that said what lane we were going to go in. We just drove into a lane, we sat and waited for like not much time at all, and then boarded the ferry. Then we literally just parked up, left the car and went upstairs to the upper decks to explore. We decided we were quite hungry, so we went for breakfast. We went to the brasserie restaurant. There were other restaurant options as well. There was a food court, which is more self-service, and then we were in a table service restaurant, which was really nice. I had eggs benedict and the kids and Rob had more like an English breakfast type thing. But it was just a lovely atmosphere. You could like see out to sea because the windows were right there. Everyone was really friendly, the staff were really good, and it didn't take long to get served either. So after that we went and had a little bit of an explore. Isla really wanted to go up to the upper deck to see outside, to see if she could see any more boats and wave at them. So we went up onto the upper deck. It was very, very breezy and fresh because obviously it's winter, but it was really fun. It was fun for Isla to see the boat moving from the outside, if you know what I mean, like see out the back, and then another one passed us as we were going, so she was waving at it and having the time of her life, and she just found the whole thing really, really exciting. So after we did that, we went back downstairs. We had a look around the shop because there's duty-free shops on board. I actually also had booked currency exchange. You can do that as well, which is amazing for a busy parent who works, who doesn't have time to be tracking down currency before they go. I literally booked it the day before we went because I'm very last minute like that, and then went to their little cash desk and picked up my euros for France, which was great, and it was a really good rate as well. So yeah, I did that, then popped to the shop, all sorts in there, your usual duty free, so like chocolates, sweets, toys, gifts, motoring bits and bobs. We got like a European motoring kit to make sure we had all the bits we needed for driving in France, and then alcohol of course. So yeah, a really good well-stocked shop that was very busy, so obviously very well used as well. There was a massive family lounge area as well on board our ferry, so it was just a huge seating area bit with a cafe bar thing that serves Starbucks coffee, which was great. And they also, on our way back, they were playing kids movies, which was great. We also got a pizza to share as well from the cafe because we didn't fancy obviously going and sitting for another meal on our way back. And also on our way back there was an actual kids zone area, so a little play area with some bits and bobs that kept Isla quite entertained. We managed to get a seat right next to it, so we sat there, drank our coffees, and we could see the kids playing. So it was just really easy and a very relaxed way of traveling. Getting off at the other end was really easy as well. You literally listen for the announcements and then they open up the bits to go back down to your cars. You get into your cars, you sit and wait, and then you drive off and just go into France and go do what you want to do. It was just so easy. And then on the way back, going back through Calais, I thought it might take longer. I don't know why, I just thought there'd be more checks and things, but it was even more straightforward than going through Dover. So it was really, really easy and stress-free, thank goodness, because traveling with kids is very stressful. So the pros of traveling by ferry with kids for us were that, well, first of all, you get to take your car, which is great, and my kids are quite good in the car. They're quite contained and quite content to have books or play and things like that, whereas if you're traveling by plane or train, then they're more likely to feel, I don't know, like confined and play up a bit more and want to do this, that and the other, and it's just much more stressful. And obviously going through things like airport security is just a big stress, but going through security in your car to get on a ferry, so much easier. Like, just, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe how easy it was. There's obviously that side of it, the fact that you've got your car, so you can get off the other end, you can just head straight on your travels, go wherever you want to go. You're not trying to rent a car, you're not trying to find a bus or a train or whatever else. That's really good. And also no luggage allowance. Well, obviously what you can fit in your car, but it's not like a weight allowance like you do when you're flying. And so it meant that we could take all our bits and bobs without worrying about not being able to fit something in or forgetting it or having to buy it when we got there. So we're fully stocked with nappies and wipes and bottles and all that sorts of things. The next big pro was the fact that you obviously got out your car. We even took our buggy. There was a lift to get up to the upper deck, so we took our buggy. So it meant that if Lachlan was tired, we could be in the buggy, but if you wanted to get out and about and if Isla wanted to explore, then you could. It's not like, again, being confined on a plane or a train. There was loads of facilities, lots of things to do and see, even if it just meant sitting at a nice table with like books and puzzles and looking out at the sea. just so much easier than planes and trains. Like I mentioned, the facilities, so toilets, you can get up and go to a toilet whenever you need, wherever you want. Good baby changing facilities, obviously a lot more space than on a plane or a train. Good food facilities, coffee facilities, can have a cheeky little wine or a drink if you wanted to, at a nice table with table and chairs. And then like I mentioned, the other facilities, so the shop, the currency exchange, and the restaurants, all sorts to do and see. And in an hour and a half, it literally flies by. Whereas when I fly up home, that's an hour and a half, and I'm like counting every minute and checking my watch all the time. On the ferry, I was like, oh my goodness, it's time to go now. Okay, we haven't been there, we'll have to do that on the way back. So now I thought it'd be good to share 3 top tips for traveling by ferry with kids. So the first tip is all around sort of boarding and getting on the ferry. We had a really quick experience both ways, but obviously sometimes it can take a bit longer, or if there are more checks in place, it can be a bit longer. So make sure you've got lots of entertainment for the kids in the car, and try and get there early so you're kind of first in line and not way back waiting to show your passports and way back waiting to go through security. Tip number 2 is to check what facility the ferry you will be traveling on has kids wise. It's really good to go in knowing exactly what to expect, and if there weren't that many facilities, like there wasn't a kids zone on board or anything like that, then you'd know to maybe bring a bit more entertainment for the kids. And tip number 3 seems like a really obvious one, but I kind of didn't even sort of 100% think of it until we were literally about to go. I was like, oh my goodness, we need the kids' passports, we're going abroad, because I don't know, just because we were driving and not flying or whatever else, I just kind of forgot. So make sure you've got your passports, make sure they're in date, and make sure your children have passports as well. And a bonus tip, to plan your trip in advance. So make sure you know once you get off the ferry in whatever country you're going to, know where you're going, know what you're doing. Especially if you're on a day trip like we were and you've got limited time, it's good to just know what you're doing and not get stressed out about trying to find things to do. For more information on P&O's day trips or any of their crossings and services they offer, I'll pop a link in my description below. But yeah, all in all, we really had a very good time, had a lovely little festive trip right before Christmas, and we're amazed at how quick and how much we could do in that short space of time because we travelled by ferry. We'll definitely be doing it again. But thank you so much for watching, hope you've enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!